Welcome back everyone. I would like to say thank you for everyone who has commented on my last video, who has sent me messages on Insta. I even got videos, which is crazy. And I do really have a bit of an understanding of what I could do now and what people would want to see. And I wanna, get right into it because this is the van build number 2 and I'm gonna show you the footage of what I did to stage 2 of my build and what I did until now pretty much. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my motivation behind van life or the van stuff in general, which someone suggested in the comments. Thank you. And at the very end, I might just give you a quick overview of what I've actually did. And yeah, so let's get right into it. So my motivation behind the van and the van life in general, I just want to start at when I bought the first van, because that was when I just got out of uni. Well, quit uni. I wanted to try a different approach and I was looking on, obviously everyone sees those van builds that are just awesome on Instagram and everywhere else. Me as a camping person with a camping background, I really like the thought of just taking everything with you and actually are able to go somewhere, because I experienced that travel by car before in Australia. We went for 3 months all around Australia and that was wicked. I really like the thought of going, just waking up and thinking where to go next and just visiting new places, and you could just stay as long as you want in a place and just go explore. That was my motivation for getting the van in the first place. And I wanted to take videos too. Like, that was the whole story of the Austria thing, which turned out really good. I got practice in videos before the camera, while I'm just recently noticing that I actually not looking into the lens anymore as often as I used to maybe. But that's my way of coping with this camera situation, because with normal people you can't really look into their eyes for very long either. Like you don't do that because it's kind of weird. You always look to the side and somewhere. So that's how I'm kind of coping with it now. I only just realized that I'm doing it maybe a bit too much, because the focus is on you, on the camera, on the lens here, and the one who watches this video. So where was I? I was at the van. I was in Austria. I was just talking about the experience with camera experience in Austria, and I gained that. And obviously the motivation or the thought behind doing all that was to start this YouTube channel, to start a different approach, to become a filmmaker. And I wanted to have personal projects and work my way up. That was the first thought, but I soon realized that that is not very easy. And so I had a couple of projects in Austria, but mostly I was working in the trampoline park and on the slopes, which still was very cool experience. But when you want to film and produce videos, yeah, it's not kind of the place you want to be. You want to have like jobs and stuff, but that takes some time. And I thought, while I stay there, I don't really know what I would like to produce videos of, and if I want to become a wedding filmmaker or something different. Yeah, so while I was in Austria, I thought I might as well try work experience in a different company. And I applied for a lot of companies when I was back in Hamburg here, and a lot of people actually have taken me in for like this, I don't know how you call it, but this meeting where you just get to know each other. I have seen companies where I really did not want to go, and then luckily I found this one company where I thought, this is exactly where I need to be. And that happened only because, I started a different approach. I started to go in the direction where I wanted to go, and eventually I came to a stop in my life where I thought, crazy that I have actually made it this far, even though I have not been studying anything, taken exams, done my bachelor and applied for a job or something. I was just applying for work experience and taught myself how to do it beforehand. So right now I'm actually working at Riel for 3/4 of a year already, which is crazy if you consider the work experience as work too. But I wanted to get back to van life, and in Austria, it came to an end and I realized I wanted to apply back in Hamburg. So you know, I was focusing on YouTube a bit, done a bit of traveling through France, and just wanted to sort of top it off, just staying in my van for like this whole winter and not moving as much, because I basically only stayed in 2 spots, and just wanted to have a bit of a travel feeling afterwards with this van, which was very nice, very cool. I want to do that again for sure, because I really do like traveling and seeing places and just coming around, which is the motivation behind the van and the videos and the YouTube, because maybe one day I'm actually to say this video is sponsored by, then something you don't want to hear comes, and then I get a lot of money. Even though that is not the way I would like to have my videos done. I might be able to find a different thing, you know, to have a bit of side money from people watching my videos and me creating those videos. So money is a kind of a reason as well why I proceed doing this, and why I thought it might be cool if you can take videos of the things that you like and enjoy doing, and you can earn money of taking those videos of the things you like doing, then it all might be a very cool thing to do. And editing, and because I like editing too, that is like double the bonus. I can, you know, do what I like and get money and maybe even travel around. So that is on the one hand, you know, like getting a bit of income with YouTube. Somewhere in the future, that would be a cool thing to do. But the motivation is not really the money for me for YouTube. I started because I wanted to try it out. It would be nice if I could end up in a place where I can actually do things I like, get a bit of money from YouTube or any other format or platforms. But for now, I'm working a job, I'm building out this van, and I just want to produce some content that people actually want to watch. That's why I'm talking about motivation right now. What is my motivation behind the new van? Well, that is a very interesting question, Torben. So you might be thinking, what is my motivation for this new van? Because I've just been talking about this old van and the work experience and all that. Well, I sold the other van, so I didn't have one, and I was really missing the fact that I could build something, you know, like, or I could travel around. And I sold the other van to get some money because I didn't have anything and I didn't have a job when I came back to Hamburg. And that's why I sold that one. When I had some income again, I got a job, was able to move back into my apartment, and actually had some money to buy a cheap van and start building it out, which is at the stage where I am at now. And the motivation for that one is kind of interesting, because at the start of the year, one of the vanbuild video got a lot of views, and a lot of people are probably coming in because of that one. I thought this van stuff thing is really taking off right now. I might as well do some more van videos, but I didn't have a van, and so I thought, well, I do like traveling and all that kind of stuff, and it just made sense if I bought a cheap old van and tried to build it out. Just for me, of course, but for YouTube as well. And that was the point where I thought, am I doing it for YouTube now? For views? Because basically, in the purest form, you could think of it as views. If I want to do it for the views or the viewer, that would be you. So it was kind of a factor in my decision making that I could have the opportunity to make more videos about van, but it came down to other things for me to say, really, yes, I would like to do that, because, you know, like, there's a lot of other things I do enjoy doing, which, well, filming and traveling and all that kind of stuff, and I wanted a van anyways in the near future, and I thought, why not just get it now and be able to produce content? The thought of YouTube was just to get it quicker, even though I did not have a lot of money. So the riskier move was due to YouTube, due to you watching this stuff. Thanks. I'm not broke yet, but soon I will be if I don't keep working, but I got a job, so that's all right. Yeah, so that was the motivation for the new van, and maybe you want to know what motivation to keep going this YouTube thing, because that was something I have been thinking about while I was on this short break since my last video. I was thinking, why am I actually doing YouTube? And why do I want to keep going? I've kind of talked about it before. You could ask, what is my motivation to keep doing YouTube, to keep creating videos about my life and, you know, like the hobbies and travel and stuff. And then you could ask, what is the motivation? I forgot it. Shit. I just had it in my head. See, that happens all the time. When I do these videos, sometimes I just get lost. I don't know where I was, and then it's so hard to get back on it. But it was an interesting thing, and I wanted to tell you that. Jesus. So, my motivation behind YouTube. Since the last video, I have been thinking about why I'm actually doing the YouTube thing. Which came up because, you know, like, it was kind of bothering me that I just built out this van just to be putting out van content. And that was the thought, at least. But I was digging in deeper when I just had time to think about why am I actually doing this YouTube thing? Why do I keep going with the YouTube videos when I'm just kind of building it out, you know, for myself and stuff? And so it was weird. And what it came down to basically, that I kind of only thought about the reasons why am I doing it for the YouTube stuff. And I didn't think about all the reasons why am I doing YouTube in general, why am I doing this van build in general. And that kind of messed with my head, because when you think about this general way of doing YouTube, there was two things that I really liked about that, because I was watching videos from when I was in Austria, and even though they were like horrible to watch because I couldn't see myself, because they were not really that great, I really enjoyed the fact that I could watch myself a year ago, what I did then and what things I had been thinking about and doing. And because I like doing a lot and I forget a lot, it's very cool to see what I've been up to. And for, you know, like maybe my kids in the future, they could actually meet me in person and get to know me a little bit better, just like you get to know characters in the series that you might be watching. And I think that's pretty cool. Because I document so much, it's like, you know, like this little diary thing. And the other part was, of course, like I mentioned before, why I would like to do YouTube. The thought that you could do anything you would like to do. Just take a camera, just grab the camera and... Sorry, I was distracted by this red dot, even though I just had this crazy thought in my head, which I didn't say yet. Jesus, I need to focus more. I should have made myself a coffee, that would be nice. Basically, what it comes down to is I was watching Gary Vee, and I needed motivation. I found him, and I've been watching and listening to him ever since. It started off with like this peak of just watching all of his content, and now it's back off a bit. But I really liked what he was saying, and I really thought it made sense. And it was him kind of helping me in my decision to quit YouTube, to go on a different path, to try out social media, to try out Instagram, to try out YouTube, and to try making content myself, and to, you know, get to a place where I could work anything I'd like, where I would be in a happy place and be working what I would love to do, and, you know, taking videos of that and actually getting money from that back. You know, I would be happy with just as much so I can survive. That would be crazy enough to make it just unreal. Like, I always thought it'd be like sort of impossible, but you just have to start. You just have to start doing, and, you know, I did put in a lot of work, but, you know, at the end, you do work for just not only the money, you work for something you really enjoy and being happy, I guess. So these reasons all played into the fact that I really like doing YouTube. And these reasons still play into the fact that I really would like to proceed doing YouTube, and not that I just want to create videos for YouTube off the van just for you to see. You see where I'm coming from? That was the thought that I had in my head. It was not the actual reasons. That was kind of the downer of the last time. I didn't think about what I could do with this new van, because the new van, not only I could provide content right now by building it out, and I could, you know, go away this summer, just go on a bit of a trip. I was actually, during that time lately, I was thinking I could actually go on the even bigger trip, just like I've done in France after Austria, go on a bit of a bigger trip and maybe even work out of the van for real, if they are like kind of fine with that. I don't really know, but it would be a crazy thought if I could just travel in my van, work for real part-time, do some videos so that, you know, like I can keep this YouTube thing going, keep documenting what I'm doing, and tell stories about adventures and myself. And that was the motivation. I really needed to get back to this stuff, and the motivation kind of to finish this whitewater kayaking thing, because I've spent you wouldn't believe it, I spent so many hours getting this 4-part documentary done. I've talked about that already, so I don't really need to talk about it here, but still, I needed this motivation, and I need to bring it back in my head always, because It's so easy to forget why you do things. And so that is the point in the video where I could say, yep, this is my motivation behind YouTube. This is my motivation behind van life, behind building out a van, and behind creating videos. And I'm actually very happy with my talk right now. I've stuffed up a lot of things that I said and I had to re-say them all the time, but I hope in the end it all makes sense. I'm sure I've been talking way longer than than my videos of welding and stuff would actually be going for. So kind of interesting how this is gonna turn out. To finish this whole thing off, when it comes down to my motivation behind van life, behind creating videos on YouTube, behind YouTube in general, it is because documenting helps me remember stuff. It helps me show videos to my kids, and that is very cool, a very cool factor. It is because creating content on YouTube or any other platform can help you get paid by things that you love. And taking videos and editing videos is the thing that I like too. So if I do that and take them off actually things that I love doing, that will make it even better. On top of that, the motivation behind van life is that I really like the style of traveling. I really like the style of this off-grid thought about van life, because you could have a really nice solar setup and I could charge the camera on my laptop, internet and all that kind of stuff. I would actually be able to, at least power-wise, be off-the-grid sustainable stuff. I guess food and that stuff is a different thing, but I wanted to talk about that in another video, about this off-grid sustainables and all that kind of stuff. So that is a big factor as well for van life, this traveling factor, that you can be anywhere and you could work from any place. If my work would let me do that, I would probably not be living in this apartment anymore. I would be off in some kind of place with the biggest solar setup if the van build was done. And that leads me to the motivation behind the van build, is because I would like to be traveling again. So yeah, I didn't really have a script for this video. I just thought I'm just going to talk about my motivation behind things and something might come up. Sorry if it's a bit all over the place. I don't really like structuring my videos beforehand because it makes it really hard for me. Because then I think I can't speak freely, and then I think I have to like say the words that I've written down. I've written down a small piece of paper right now just to get a bit of a structure, but I changed it up just as soon as I started this video. Yeah, that was my little talk about my motivation behind things. I guess I'm done with the van build 2 because you've seen me doing all the angle grinding on the van, on the rust spots, and the welding. Then I did a bit of more angle grinding to finish it all up, to make the welding very neat, because that was kind of hard, because it's already this rust-proof metal. Sorry, I don't know the terms. I know them in German, but not in English right now, and I can't be bothered looking it up. So it is a rust-proof metal. Just to have it very easy. And for some of the pieces we couldn't weld all around because it got so hot welding that there was so much smoke coming out, and it eventually started to burn, which was why we done the side doors not as much, and I'm just gonna make it air and watertight with some other sealant. So that is the plan for the side doors. Yeah, after doing the welding, I was angle grinding that stuff again to make it really nice and smooth, and then I put a little paint over it, so yeah, that actually is waterproof and all that kind of stuff. From the top and from the bottom, I will do that too. I don't have any footage of it right now, but yeah. So much for this video, for the van build 2, and for the motivation behind stuff. I guess that was a bit of a cool thing to do, because I've actually was able to show you my current stage of, you know, the van build. And on top of that, I can ramble on my motivation behind things. I got another comment. Someone said, I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but the fact that I've asked questions in my last video made people comment more. Maybe I need to do that more often. So right now, I'm gonna ask you this question. Of my talk about the motivation behind things, what was your most important or your most interesting thing, the thing that you've taken away for yourself? Yeah, so let me know, what did you think was interesting? What did you think was different? What haven't you heard? Or is it all the same BS that every other people are talking about too? Let me know what you've taken away from the video. That would be very nice. And now I get a lot of comments again. I'm very happy to answer all of them, like I'm doing. If I miss one, you need to let me know. I'm trying not to miss anyone. Rightio! I'm going to edit this video now. And tomorrow is Monday, I have to work again. That's how it is. That's how it is, my friends. Crazy, right? I started studying business management after Australia, after my graduation. So graduation, Australia, I started business management. Then I couldn't be stuffed doing that anymore. It was not for me. Really, it was not for me. And then I went and said, F it, I'm out of here. I'm going to Austria. I'm going to build out a van. And now I'm in this production company, which is crazy cool. And I really enjoy working there. Before, I was at uni and I had a job which I did not like. Now, I'm at a production company. Still, sometimes there are always things you don't like. Same with editing and this whitewater kayaking thing. Same with YouTube and same with everything else. There's always going to be something you don't like. But if you are mainly overall happy with the situation you're in, then you're in a good spot. And I was not happy before, but now working for real, doing YouTube and all that kind of stuff, the video has taken off is very cool too. I've got a few more views on my videos. You see like this vanbuild video and everything blowing up, probably 5,000 more subscribers than I would have had. But still, it's not like I'm getting thousands of views on every video. So I really do appreciate you watching this video, especially to this, if you've made it this far. That's crazy. I felt like it's basically done, but I'm still talking and you're still watching. Thank you. It's awesome and it's crazy that I did gain so many subscribers, but I think the people that are watching regularly my videos and are interested in what I do, that is a lot more important than the overall subscriber count or the view count on maybe only the vanbuild video. That is only the gateway of other people noticing my channel. That's how I think about it, at least, that you can, you know, find this channel and can hear me talk. So cool. So cool, mate. Just to give you a bit of context of how much I will have to edit out, I'm currently at 44 minutes and 38 seconds. And I've done a couple of takes before just to get into this mindset of talking to a camera. Sometimes I have to do that, sometimes it works straight away. Can't do much about it. And I would never have thought that I am here in this place right now where I have so many people watching even regularly. That is pretty cool. So cool, so good to have you here. And I better shut up because otherwise you won't tune in for the next one because this one was too boring. Just want to say very thankful for everything that has happened to this channel, to you supporting this channel. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is for this episode. I'm very curious to see what I will edit out of that stuff. Rightio, I will talk to you in the next one.